Illuminations, the Chancellor's Arts and Culture Initiative, is pleased to present this preview of Homer's Odyssey. You may see the full performance for on Thursday and Friday of this week. Thank you.
Sing to me, muse, of that endlessly cunning man who was blown off course to the ends of the earth in the years after he plundered Troy. He passed through the cities of many people and learned how they thought. And he faced many bitter hardships on the high seas as he tried to save his own life and bring his companions back to safety. But however bravely he struggled, he could not rescue them, fools that they were. Their own recklessness brought disaster upon them all. Goddess, daughter of Zeus, begin now, wherever you wish to, and tell the story again for us.
Stay here, good friends, while I take my crew and find out what kind of people live in this place. Are they savage and violent, or are they good, law-abiding people who fear the gods and show proper kindness to strangers?
Take this goat skin of wine with you. The fragrance that arises from the mixing bowl is so sweet that no one who smells it will ever want to abstain.
Stranger, who are you? Why are you here? What is the country that you came from? Are you here on a trading voyage? Or do you wander at random over the seas like pirates, risking your own lives and bringing ruin to other men?
We are Achaeans, on our way back from Troy. We've been blown off course. That we belong to the army of Agamemnon, whose fame has spread all over the earth and up to heaven. But we have come here as suppliants in the hopes that you will afford us your hospitality, as Zeus himself is the champion of suppliants and of strangers.
Stranger, you are a fool, or you must have come from the ends of the earth if you tell me to fear the immortals. We Cyclopses care nothing for Zeus or any god, since we are much stronger than they. But tell me, where did you moor your ship?
I knew that these words were a trick. The ship, she was destroyed by Poseidon, the Earthshaker, at the far end of your country. I and these men here barely escaped destruction. Cyclops! Here is some wine to wash down that meal of human flesh. I want you to know how good this liquid is. In fact, I was bringing it here as a libation, hoping you would take pity on me and my men and help us to go home.
Give me more, I beg you, and tell me your name. As your host, I want to give you something of value.
Cyclops, you asked me my name, and now I will tell you. And you must give me that gift that you promised. My name is No Man.
Good. This is the gift I give you, No. I will eat your companion before you, No Man. I will save you for last.
Hey, Ramin.
Hey, Sherwin. I wonder if everyone out there actually knows how to do the anteater sign.
Of course they do. It's so easy.
Go ahead, show me.
It's like this, right?
No, that's not it.
No? Okay, is it like this with the ears curled a little bit?
No, that's not right.
No?
3 easy steps to doing the anteater sign. First, hand out. Next, drop the 2 middle fingers to the thumb. And then the last step is to move that thumb back. That elongates the nose, so you can go zot.
It's all about the zot.
What's a zot?
Zot is the ferocious sound the anteater makes when it strikes.
Should we do it?
Let's do it.
All right.
Zot, zot, zot.
He said I was supposed to do this. How am I doing?
Ladies and gentlemen, the 2015 new Student Convocation for the University of California, Irvine is assembled. Good morning. I'm Dr. Thomas Parham, your Vice Chancellor for Student Affairs, and on behalf of the faculty, staff, and administration, I want to extend to each of you a warm welcome and best wishes for success in your academic pursuits. In a moment, we will have a presentation of colors from our student group, Uniting Voices, and our color guard. First, let me tell you a little bit about our student group, Uniting Voices. Uniting Voices is an a cappella group at UCI. This is their 20th year in existence. A little hand for 20 years. And this group currently consists of 11 students from a variety of different majors. Please rise for the presentation of colors, followed by the national anthem. Proudly presenting our nation's colors today are the University of California, Irvine Army ROTC. Students, if you would.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof to the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Thank you. Please be seated. Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome. My name is Howard Gilman. I am the Chancellor of the University of California, Irvine. Joining me today on the platform party are the following chief academic and administrative officers of the university and other participants in this ceremony. I'm going to announce their names. I'm going to ask them to rise. Please hold your applause if you can until they've all been recognized, and we'll recognize them as a group, beginning with Stephen Barker, Interim Dean, Claire Trevor School of the Arts. Yeah, that's okay. I know it's going to happen. Frank LaFurla, Dean, Francisco J. Ayala School of Biological Sciences. Eric Spangenberg, Dean, the Paul Moraz School of Business. Mark Warschauer, Interim Dean, the School of Education. Gregory Washington, Dean, the Henry Samueli School of Engineering. George Vandenabeel, Dean, School of Humanities. Hal Stern, Dean, Donald Bren School of Information and Computer Sciences. Allison Holman, Director, Program in Nursing Science. Kenneth Janda, Dean, School of Physical Sciences. Oladele Ogusaitan, Chair, Program in Public Health. Carol Saran, Interim Dean, School of Social Ecology. Bill Maurer, Dean, School of Social Sciences. Ramin Talesh, Dean of Students and Assistant Vice Chancellor. Michael Denon, Dean, Division of Undergraduate Education. Parshan Khosravi, President, Associated Students of UCI, and our speaker today. Thomas Parham, Vice Chancellor, Student Affairs. Enrique Lavernia, Provost and Executive Vice Chancellor. Gregory Leet, Vice Chancellor, University Advancement. Alan Teresiano, Chair of the Academic Senate. And John Gerace, Mace Marshal and President of the UCI Alumni Association. Ladies and gentlemen, please recognize the platform party. To the freshman class of 2019 and to all of our transfer students, welcome to the beginning of one of the great adventures of your life, being a student at one of the world's most prestigious research universities, UCI. That's right. Congratulations. It's a tremendous accomplishment. You should be extremely proud. We are thrilled that you are here. And of course, it's an added bonus that not only are you at one of the great research universities in the world, you are at the one that has the most feared and revered and admired mascot of any college or university, Peter the Anteater. Yeah. And so you arrive at an historic moment in the history of this great university. 50 years ago, on September 26, 1965, when this region consisted mostly of rolling hills, and this university existed mostly as the unyet realized dream of an amazing founding faculty and staff, On that date, UCI held its very first Student Convocation. This is the 50th anniversary of that moment. Our first chancellor, the legendary Dan Aldrich, spoke, as did one of the new students, Diane Holt, an English major. She told her new classmates at that event, "We are small in number, but we have much to do. We must mold the future of this campus by setting standards of excellence during the first few years and by participating fully in the partnership with which we are a member." Those students, working with our founding faculty and staff, did set standards of excellence, and we are the proud beneficiaries of their aspirations and accomplishments. And you are now part of that history which is still being written. This year, as we celebrate our remarkable first 50 years, I hope you'll take the time to learn more about that history. Learning more about the story of UCI will inspire you, it will deepen your pride in being here, and it will perhaps raise your sense of what you can do if you really put your mind to it. And of course, in addition to being part of our history, you are now part of our future. And we are all here to ensure that you have a world-class educational experience because your success is our success. We will walk beside you in the years to come as you work towards your degree, and we will continue to be there for you after you've earned your degree, when at commencement, which will be here sooner than you think, you set off to make your mark upon the world. The years to come will be exciting, unforgettable in the best possible way. It's going to be great, but not easy, not without its challenges. If it were easy, anybody could do it, and we wouldn't have had to spend the time to admit the very best students. You're all very smart, but being smart and accomplished is not going to be the key to your success here. More importantly, you're going to have to work hard, and you're going to have to demonstrate persistence when you face some obstacles. But don't worry, you're here because we have faith in you, and you're not in it alone. All around you are helping hands. Now, you have heard many things about precisely what you're supposed to do on this journey, why it is that you are here. And I want to say a few things about the point of it all. And I hope that these remarks will help shape the choices you make in the years to come as you consider how to take full advantage of this remarkable opportunity. This institution was created 50 years ago to do the serious and important work of providing fundamental research that would serve the people and providing you with an education that was worthy of your talent and your promise. An education that will lead you to live a more satisfying and meaningful life, be a knowledgeable, thoughtful, and discerning contributor to your communities, and be a force for good in the world. This is a grand and noble thing, and I mention it because sometimes people talk about higher education and about your aspirations as if what we do, as if our mission is instead a small and narrowly practical thing, as if the point is merely to provide you with a credential and some useful skills, as if we do this merely for our employers rather than for your overall well-being and for the benefit of society more generally. If credentials and useful skills were all we had to offer, there would be no reason to construct this expansive and extraordinary campus for you, with amazing learning spaces, great labs, studios, libraries, and beautiful grounds. If our job merely was to do something small and narrowly practical, there would be no reason especially to recruit for you a faculty comprised of women and men who are the very best in their fields, scholars and creators and professionals who are making fundamental contributions to new knowledge, creative expression, clinical and professional practice. As the philosopher Gary Gutting recently put it, the only plausible rationale for building such a campus and assembling such an extraordinary faculty and staff is to nourish a world of intellectual culture, a world of ideas dedicated to what we can know scientifically, what we can understand humanistically, what we can express artistically. And that's the important point I want to convey to you as you begin this journey. We exist, and I hope you are here, because we believe that nurturing a rigorous and broad intellectual culture, focusing on knowledge creation, arising out of values and practices of a scholarly community, that doing that is of deep benefit to free human beings and to the world. Now, Gutting, this philosopher I mentioned, says that one of the main advantages of creating this intellectual culture is that it opens you up to an awareness of new possibilities for intellectual and aesthetic fulfillment. That for you, doing this journey correctly means that you'll discover or have a deeper appreciation of the beauty of mathematical discovery, the thrill of scientific understanding, the fascination of historical narratives, the mystery of philosophical speculation. And it is true, we believe that this journey should lead you not to just have a credential and some useful skills, but to a lifelong set of satisfactions about what this world has to offer you. But aside from your personal fulfillment, there are other articles of faith that we have about the importance and the nobility of what we do that animate this genuinely utopian enterprise. For example, we believe that this sort of higher education is essential for the promotion of human freedom, social justice, and democracy. I say freedom because one main point of higher education is to empower you to think for yourself after you get exposed to the best that has ever been thought or created or discovered. If you never develop that capacity, you are at the mercy of people in politics and business and culture whose job is to bend your mind in the direction of their interests. And part of our job is to realize that there is a struggle going on in the world for your convictions and your concerns, and we want to empower you to maneuver through that struggle on your terms with clarity and strength. Also, democracy assumes that the people know enough about government, public policy, economics, history, human values and culture, and the natural order of things to evaluate the behavior of their representatives and to steer the community in the direction of the general welfare. If the people aren't equipped to exercise that sort of independent judgment, there can be no democracy. Or as Thomas Jefferson put it, if a nation expects to be ignorant and free, it expects what never was and never will be. Moreover, becoming a broadly educated person allows you to interact with a more diverse group of people, which is essential to the promotion of humanistic values and a necessary condition for you to live happily and productively within our increasingly heterogeneous societies. Immersion in a world-class intellectual culture also leads you to develop habits of mind that should last you a lifetime, a deepened capacity for reflective thought, an appreciation for the persistent questions of human existence, the power to communicate yourself with clarity and persuasion. Now, there's more to say about the value of having talented young people immersed in a genuine world-class intellectual culture, but you get the point. The significance of this journey, from my perspective, for you and for the world, is much larger than is suggested in much public commentary and maybe even within your immediate family. Education at the highest level is your liberation and society's salvation. Now, I should warn you that if you agree with this, that means that if you do it right during this journey, you will and should be made uncomfortable. Some of your cherished views may be challenged. The point of a great research university is not to keep you in a bubble of comfortable and familiar views. Deepening your commitment to pre-existing faith is what seminaries and other institutions for religious, ideological, and political indoctrination are for, not what universities are for when we are at our best. We are in the business of challenging inherited wisdom, breaking through the crust of conventional thinking, testing what is true, and then testing again. If an idea can't be defended with arguments and evidence rather than with shouting, as evaluated by the standards of a world-class faculty, it may not be a conviction that deserves your loyalty. The better the faculty, the better the test, and you are here because of the quality of the faculty and their ability to test your ability for that deep, reflective thought. So, allow yourself to be tested by the standards of reason and rational argumentation by the best scholars in the world, and allow yourself to be inspired by the spirit of exploration. If you think of yourself as inclined toward math and science, then make it a point to take courses in the humanities and arts. If you have a passion for dance, literature, or art history, be sure to get some real exposure to the scientific method and to contemporary understandings of the workings of the natural world. And in particular, I hope you will take advantage of our Illuminations programs, which are designed to expose you in a serious and systematic way to art and creative expression for the benefit of yourself and for the benefit of how you approach the world. So I end these remarks, as I end most of my campus communications, by invoking the official motto of the University of California. I hope you know it by now. It is the Latin phrase, fiat lux. Of course, it means, let there be light. I think it is a wonderful motto for one of the world's great institutions of higher education. I hope it will inspire you at the beginning of this journey. Pursue that which is illuminating. Be a vessel through which enlightenment eradicates the darkness of ignorance and the darkness of intolerance. Learn about our bright past and help us usher in our more brilliant future. Again, welcome to one of the great adventures of your life. A vast landscape of inquiry and discovery lies before you. We are looking forward to walking this path with you. Fiat lux. Thank you so much. And now I want to call to the podium your fabulous Vice Chancellor for Student Affairs, Dr. Thomas Parham, to introduce our student speaker. Vice Chancellor Parham.
Thank you. Having been a proud alumni of this institution for a number of years and just beginning my 31st year back here at the University of California, Irvine, I know that we have always been blessed with exceptional leadership, and we've always had exactly the right leadership at exactly the right time. And lots of you who I've met out on the road as we've recruited lots of you in countries around the world, here in the state of California, and around this country. You've asked me about our leadership. Now you see why we have such exceptional leadership. Ladies and gentlemen, one more time, our Chancellor, Howard Gilman. Now, on behalf of our staff and student affairs, I'd like to again welcome you. You students who are embarking on their collegiate career, and to those transfer students who are continuing their college studies here at the University of California, Irvine. It is our honor to accept you into the Eden Nation, and we hope you will have a just magnificent experience. We look forward to assisting you in making that experience at UCI rewarding and challenging, and in developing a campus community where there is civility, where there is mutual respect shown to all students. And if I would add my own piece of advice for you on this moment, as we welcome you, there's a difference, students, between your reach and your grasp. Your reach will be real comfortable. You don't have to inconvenience yourself much. You don't have to move much off your mark to be able to just get what you need. But there is so much good academic and intellectual and co-curricular learning in this institution, we want to invite you to grasp for what you want. You may have to get on your tiptoes, you may have to make yourself a little uncomfortable, but as the chancellor said, if we can disrupt you from that comfortable category of intellectual, emotional, and sometimes behavioral apathy, then we have done our jobs. And now, to bring you that vision, it's my pleasure to introduce to you our Associated Students of UCI Student Body President. He is a graduate of Tribuco Hills High School. He is a fourth-year double major in political science and education, and he works very closely with my office and other offices around the university on your behalf to make sure that students have the most magnificent of experiences. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome your Student Body President, Parshan Hosravi. Parshan?
Thank you, Dr. Parham. Good morning, everyone. How's everyone doing? Yeah, that was just like my feelings. I was tired too. How's everyone doing? Much better. Hello, everyone. My name is Parshan, and I've been already introduced, so I'm just going to go about to mention a little bit about myself. I am currently a fourth year social sciences, school social sciences. Who's the school social sciences folks around? Let me hear you. Really? It was a lot louder earlier. No? Okay. That's right there. Perfect. All right, everyone. So before I start, I really want to ask you to look around the room. Look at your friends, your colleagues, everybody who's around you. Take a quick moment. Just look around. All of you are here today because you have shown exemplary character and a commendable leadership. That is why you're here. And that is precisely why you truly belong to Anteater Nation, to this university, to UC Irvine. So take some ownership to that. Take a moment to recognize that you've made it here. And this is a really great achievement to be here today, to sitting in that seat that you very much so deserve to sit in. 3 years ago, I was sitting in the exact same seat that you were sitting. Actually, I was sitting right there where that gentleman is right now. And I was thinking so many different thoughts, right? I was thinking, wow, how am I gonna make it here? Am I gonna belong to this university? And I had all these worries about whether or not I had the right major, whether or not I was gonna gain a freshman 15. Turned out to be freshman 30, but a lot of questions, right? Like how was I gonna make friends? Was I gonna belong to this university? And so all these thoughts are probably what you're going through right now as well. And it's okay to be going through these. These concerns are very valid, and everybody's going through that. But what I want you to know is that it is okay, and you're gonna be just fine. There is nothing that is gonna stop you from doing great at this university. Think about what you've done in the past. Think about the type of things that you had to go through to get to where you are today, and compared to what you're going through right now. The rest of the way is gonna be a piece of cake for you. It's not gonna be hard at all. And besides, you have about 6,000 plus students right around you who's gonna be a community for you to help you out through this way. Which gets me to the next point that I wanna make, right? When I first got here, my biggest concern, if I were to sum it, was how was I gonna build myself to be able to belong to this university? And the way that I went about to do that was to build a community around me. To find friends, to be able to relate to everyone, to try to put myself out there, step out of my comfort zone. And I am very proud and I'm very lucky to have made that community around me. And that community was a wide range of folks, friends, family members that I was able to relate to and go to when I needed help, when I still need help with. And that's important to remember. As you're going through your journey at UCI, there's going to be a lot of challenges. There's going to be a lot of great opportunities, great moments, but there's also going to be a lot of challenges. And no matter how easy or hard it is, you need to know that everything can be fixed and dealt with if you have a good, supportive community that is around you, that will help you when you need help, and that you can help them when they need help. That community for me was student government, was ACCI when I first joined it. First year, even before I came to UCI, I was in there the whole time, and as I go through my fourth year, I've made a lot of great friends, and a lot of people that I call more than friends. I call them my family. And even today, as my executive cabinet, folks like Christine Jermarkian, my executive VP, Alexander Fine, my admin affairs VP, Elvis Lang, my academic affairs VP, and Nicole Design, my student services VP. These are the folks that are my family. I'm spending every day and night with them, literally in ACCI. Some of you might remember doing the financial aid stuff. We were reaching out to you all and working with you. And so every day and night, I'm spending it with folks like that. And that has really what got me through everything, through all the questions, challenges, everything I've had. And that's what you need to be looking forward to, right? Looking for making friends. So after you leave here, make sure you talk to all the people that are here to make as many friends as you can, because you're gonna need that, right? And put yourself out of your comfort zone. Try to try new things, and make sure to really put yourself out there. And that's the one advice that I have. You know, try new things. Try everything that you can, because you're gonna regret it if you don't. And your journey is gonna be a lot of opportunities, a lot of amazing stuff, and I am truly, truly sure that every single one of you will be doing great. Thank you.
Thank you, Parshan. In 2019, well, maybe 2020, you will become alumni. From today until the time you graduate, you all will be considered alumni in residence. And as alumni in residence, the UCI Alumni Association will be looking to ensure that alumni bring value to your educational experience here at UCI. To tell you more about that is our current president of the UCI Alumni Association. Now, let me tell you a little bit about him. He, for us, is a model alum, and we encourage you to think about using him as a role model. Why do we say that? Not only engaging UCI with lots of vigor and energy, we are now running to catch up with his incredible energy and excellent ideas. He is the president and chief executive officer of Freedom Meditech, based in San Diego, and he spends lots of his time, a great deal of it, in fact, volunteering at UCI. What does he do? He chairs the School of Physical Sciences Leadership Council. He is the president, as I mentioned, of the Alumni Association Board. He also is a member of the Iacocca Family Foundation, a nonprofit organization with the objective of accelerating a discovery for the cure of type 1 diabetes. He also serves as a trustee to the University of California Irvine Foundation. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Mr. John Jurace. John, welcome home.
Thank you. Well, I'd like to congratulate you again for being here, for making it here. Good job. Congratulations. As mentioned before, you know, there's a business book that I always like to reference. It's by a Dr. Marshall Goldsmith, and the title of the book is "What Got You Here Won't Get You There." And it's a little humbling, but as Chancellor Gilman mentioned, there's a lot of supporting hands around you. The faculty here at UC Irvine is just absolutely world class. They are so accessible to you. Everyone here on the stage has their email published in the directory, even the chancellor. So anything goes wrong, you know where to go, right in the email. And I would just like to share with you that there are helping hands all around you, as the chancellor alluded to, but there are helping hands outside the university and people that have gone before you. There are 166,000 alumni around the world, all throughout the world, in corporations and nonprofit organizations, NGOs, and this is an incredible network of support outside this university. And we feel very fortunate to have this world-class university in connection to all of these points across the world as opportunities for internships, mentors, leaders that could guide and shape your journey here at UCI and beyond. And we have, at the Alumni Association Center, have a lot of different programs that you should really look at and get engaged in. One in particular I want to tell you about is Dinner for 12. It's one alumnus hosting 11 students for dinner, either at their homes or at a restaurant. Translation, free food, free meal. So I would take advantage of that because with the free food is also free advice. And advice is something that you should cherish. You should all look at this journey of getting from here to there as an opportunity to develop mentorships, not just within yourselves, but again, faculty as well as alumni. And so I'd just like to say also that there has been a special gift. Actually, the chancellor has given you all, every single one of you in this room, a token of his appreciation of all being anteaters now, an Anteater sweatshirt for absolutely free. Do we have a model? Here we go. You can see the cheer squad and Peter the Anteater with one of these very valuable, exclusive sweatshirts. Wear it with pride. So with that, I'd like to say that you now are all Anteaters, not just now, but for life. So congratulations again. I'm sorry? Oh, yeah. You'll be given instructions a little later on how to pick these up from the Newkirk Alumni Center. So just stay tuned. The instructions will follow. But again, thank you again, Chancellor Gilman, and congratulations again. Thanks, Chancellor.
Now, is that the coolest mascot you've ever seen? Give it up, Peter the Anteater! Oh, wait a minute. This is Peter the Anteater. Give it up, Peter the Anteater! Thank you, John. Now, among our UCI traditions is having all students walking in the commencement ceremony give the call of the Anteater. Now, who watched the video before we all processed in? Who watched the video? What's the call of the Anteater? Okay, so we know that. So each year, we have 9 ceremonies of commencement. That's how big this university has become. And at each ceremony, each dean is invited to then have the crowd join in the zot, zot, zot. There's a competition among your deans. Whoever can yield the loudest zot and raise the roof so that you can hear somebody out on University Drive wins what is a coveted Zot Award. So it's a big trophy. It has an anteater on top, and it has a Zot, Zot, Zot. Now, the individual who wins that award at commencement the previous year comes back to then instruct our new class of incoming freshmen and transfers in how to Zot. So it is my pleasure to inform you, this august body of new students, that the winner of the coveted Zot Award for 2015 is your dean from the School of Social Science, Bill Mauer. So Bill Mauer, if you would, come forward. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. Now, as you all know, the anteater is a somewhat placid creature. Its prey, after all, is ants. And Peter here, like most costumed entities, never speaks. It's up to us to give him the voice. You all know how to do this? It's not that, okay? It's this. We need to have that snout, right? And then we go zot, zot, zot. And we're going to do it, as Vice Chancellor Parham said, to raise the roof. Let me ask you all to get up out of your seats. You guys are all now becoming anteaters. At the count of 3, I want to hear it all through Orange County and beyond. 1, 2, 3. Zot, zot, zot! Thank you very much, and welcome to UCI.